Hello again, brethren. Again, the Olympics are in the news, and I didn't see this story on YouTube, so I figured I'd go over it here just so it's out there and I can remember it for later. Again, the Olympics came out with an opening ceremony that mocked the Last Supper, right? That famous artwork about Jesus and his disciples partaking in what's called the Last Supper, right? Before the crucifixion. And then they tried to lie and tried to gaslight and say it wasn't so. But let's start here in the Psalm 144. Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight, my goodness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me. Lord, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him, or the son of man that thou makest account of him? Man is like to vanity. His days are as a shadow that passeth away. Bow thy heavens, O Lord, and come down, touch the mountains, and they shall smoke. Cast forth lightning, and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows, and destroy them. Send thine hand from above, rid me, and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is right hand of falsehood. I will sing a new song unto thee, O God, upon a psaltery, and an instrument of 10 strings will I sing praises unto thee. It is he that giveth salvation unto kings, who delivereth David his servant from the hurtful sword. Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood, that our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be as cornerstones, polished after the similitude of a palace, that our garners may be full, affording all manner of store, that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our streets, that our oxen may be strong to labor, that there be no breaking in nor going out, that there be no complaining in our streets. Happy is that people that is in such a case, yea, happy is that people whose God is the Lord. Again, I chose to go over this psalm first, as first we saw there was a bunch of lightning strikes after this in Paris, which I thought was interesting. So look at that article quick. And there's the Today Show website where they have the picture of the lightning, the Olympics, right? 2024. Lightning and rain lit up the night sky and made quite a fuss for the athletes on August 1st, right? This is a few days afterward, right? Very interesting. You see the lightning strikes over Paris. So that made me look up here, lightning strikes. And we see here what? Cast forth lightning and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows and destroy them. Made me think of the lightning. But we also see they're mocking that Last Supper, right? With, I guess they dressed up with all kinds of weird things. And they're pushing, sodomy and all these other things. And sort of trans issues on it, right? Again, very disturbing. Which also made me think of what? Here they are, right? Their right hand of falsehood. Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity. And of course, it goes into our sons and our daughters and the youth, right? That the youth may be protected from this kind of perversion, right? And then we see what? Again, the prideful call themselves happy, but not so. We see happy is that people, true happiness, whose God is the Lord. Again, they call themselves happy, and we see that they're full of depression, and they usually end up 50% suicide, right? Or not happy. It's a fake pride, not happiness, as we see here. It's very interesting how that psalm works together in many ways, not just the lightning. Very interesting. But I also wanted to point out, the day after they mocked the Last Supper, we see here, again, people were talking about posting pictures. There was a power outage in the City of Lights, Paris, the City of Lights. And they took pictures. One of the only things lit up, right, was a church there. Very interesting. Look at the picture here. So again, I'm not going to pronounce it right, but we see here, if you can see it, right, the city's dark, as you can see here, and then you see the lights of one of the churches Sacre Coeurs light amidst Paris massive blackout. Very interesting. And she'll also have some info from Twitter here. If we go down, last Friday, the Olympics kicked off with a ceremony meant to mock the Last Supper, right? And then we see, here we go. You see it on media. People are posting pictures with the lighted church and all this. Could there be any more fitting symbol how the light of Christ can't be overcome by the darkness, right? Again, the article, this is what I was talking about here. Some voices on social media defended it was a drag queen event as well. So I knew there was a part with sodomy. I just didn't want to watch it again. So it is actually not just blasphemy, but sodomy, drag queens, and so forth. So again, the psalm, we're talking about protecting the children from these strangers, right? The strange weirdos is what made me think of it as well. And then they tried to lie that it wasn't the Last Supper, talking about it was a pagan Dionysus, which is a lie. We'll see here. People were reporting on Twitter as well. The name of that opening ceremony, again, I'm butchering it, La Seine sur la Seine. Again, I didn't pronounce that close. But it basically, they're translating it as the Last Supper on the stage of the River Seine or whatever, right? So to say it's not based on the Last Supper is just a lie, folks. So clearly it was, and I guess one of the drag queens even said that it was based on the Last Supper. So it's just a lie. The fact that they would come out and pretend it's not mocking Jesus after clearly doing it just shows the level of lies these people are involved in, right? Again, then their city gets, the quote unquote city of light gets blacked out, and they show the light on the church there. Very interesting imagery. Again, why doesn't this make the news? But instead, you're going to see all the disgusting things in the Olympics. Like they're already arguing about boxers beating up women that couldn't pass. Again, they couldn't pass the gender test, but they're saying, well, they're intersex or something. They couldn't pass the test of a man or a woman that the Olympics gave out or whoever. Maybe they shouldn't be there then, right? It's not hard to figure out. But on top of that, there was even a Twitter of people that they had to swim in the river. They started vomiting up because the river's so disgusting, supposedly. But they say no, they must have just been tired from swimming. Okay, whatever. I always throw up right after a good swim, right? Let's go to Romans 13 real quick. Romans 13, verse 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law, and that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. But put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lusts thereof. Again, cast off the works of darkness, and put on the armor of light, right? Look at John chapter 8, right here, John chapter 8. Then spake Jesus again, verse 12. Then spake Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Let's go to John 12 real quick. John 12, verse 30. Jesus answered and said, This voice came not because of me, but for your sakes. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. This he said, signifying what death he should die. The people answered him, We have heard out of the law that Christ abideth forever. And how sayest thou, the Son of Man be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man? Then Jesus said unto them, Yet a little while is the light with you. Walk while you have the light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth. While you have light, believe in the light, that you may be the children of light. These things spake Jesus, and departed, and did hide himself from them. But though he had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him. That the saying of Isaiah the prophet might be fulfilled, which he spake, Lord, who hath believed our report? And to whom hath the arm of the Lord been revealed, therefore they could not believe, because that Isaiah said again, He hath blinded their hearts or their eyes, and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, and I should heal them. These things said Isaiah when he saw his glory, and spake of him. Nevertheless, among the chief rulers also many believed on him. But because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue. For they love the praise of men more than the praise of God. Jesus cried and said, He that believeth on me, believeth not on me, but on him that sent me. And he that seeth me, seeth him that sent me. I am come a light into the world, that whosoever believeth on me should not abide in darkness. And if any man hear my words and believe not, I judge him not. For I came not to judge the world, but to save the world. He that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me, He gave me a commandment, what I should say and what I should speak. And I know that His commandment is life everlasting. Whatsoever I speak, therefore, even as the Father said unto me, so I speak. Again, He is the light of the world, a light, right, that you believe in Him. And whoever believeth on Him shall not abide in darkness. And His commandment is life everlasting. Matthew 5:14, or 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost his savour, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Again, the city of lights turned dark, right? And they see that church lit up in the distance. I mean, it could have been the other way around, right? Why did it have to be that way? And why did it have to be afterward? But they'll just say, oh, it must be a coincidence. That's what they always do, right? Because, again, the only way they'll, right, until they lift up their eyes in hell, they're not going to accept it. Turn back, right? Turn back to God. Galatians chapter 6, a famous chapter. Verse 6, let him that is taught in the word communicate to him that teaches in all good things. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. Again, God is not mocked, folks. France, I remember there was a sermon a while back, sinful nation of France, and everyone got mad. But here they are again, right, proving they haven't turned back to God, right? Very interesting. And we see they're definitely in decline. And the Olympics are just a joke. You know, that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination to God, right? So again, the Olympics are such an abomination that Christians from all over have come out to condemn it and boycott it and so forth. So there was one clip I saw recently.
Summer Olympics awakens anew in our consciousness, awakens anew our consciousness of so many other manifestations of the open rebellion against God and His plan for our salvation in the world. An unbelievable manifestation of the darkness and sin in our world. The abominable mockery of the Holy Eucharist at its institution for the opening of the Summer Olympics in Paris. It is difficult to imagine anything more debased and blasphemous. That such an event could take place shows us in a most painful way how what was once a Christian culture has become the theater of Satan and of those who cooperate with his thoroughly evil plans. The plans of a murderer from the beginning who has nothing to do with the truth. The plans of a liar and the father of lies.
And that was one clip that's going around Twitter right now, or X as they call it. And again, Catholic, Protestants, and so forth in the comments are all agreeing together. But I didn't really see any of the usual people on YouTube making videos about it, except for just a couple of news clips, but nobody who does sort of like Christian YouTube that I saw. Maybe I missed it. So that's just the one I used. Again, I know not everybody's the same denomination. But again, the fact that they can all unite against it shows how sick and perverse it was, right? Very interesting. Again, I won't show it here. You can look it up. You don't want to see a bunch of drag queens running around mocking the Last Supper, right? Very interesting. But again, I thought it was very interesting. The lights were out, and I haven't seen any news on it. But again, maybe I'm just using the wrong search engine on YouTube. Very interesting. Let me know if you have any good videos on it. Post in the comments. Again, ye are the light of the world, my friends. You're following after Jesus. Don't be in the darkness like Paris, the city of darkness, it should be called now. Call upon the Lord Jesus Christ, and thou shalt be saved. Neither is there salvation in any other.